All right, this is Boxing with the Truth, and I am the Truth, and we're here today, January 18th, 2015, and we're here with boxing prospect out of Rhode Island, Toka Kahn Clary. How you doing today, Toka?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. First, let's talk about your pro record is actually 14-0 with 9 knockouts, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you go by the nickname T-Nice?
Yes.
Okay, and you're trained by Peter Manfredo Sr., correct?
Correct.
All right, you're also a southpaw, and you fight at super featherweight?
Yep.
Okay, and you're actually only 22 years old, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not sure if you're aware of this. I don't know if you follow the rankings. Some boxers do, some don't. But according to BoxRec right now, you're number 10 in the United States and 64th in the world. Did you know that?
I did not know we were 64 in the world, but I knew we were 10 in the United States. So we gotta keep moving. We gotta get better. We gotta get low.
Okay, so let's back up a little bit and talk about your background, because you were born in Liberia, but you live in Rhode Island. So explain to me how you come over here from Liberia and become a boxer.
When I moved from Liberia to Philadelphia at a young age, and we were in Philadelphia for like a year, and then we moved to Rhode Island. When I moved to Rhode Island, I got myself in a few trouble hanging out with the wrong crowd, and a friend of mine, Jerry, was actually going to the gym, and he was going to Manfredo's gym, and one day he found out it was Southpaw, and he said Southpaws end up being good boxing. And so he took me to the gym, introduced me to Peter. Peter told me the rules and the regulations to the gym, and since then I've been going to the gym since I was 14, and I fell in love with the sport, and I'm so involved in boxing today.
Okay, but how did you actually come over here from Liberia? You're a small kid, right? And from my understanding, both of your parents have died, right?
Yep.
Okay, and were they both killed in Liberia?
My father passed away in Philly when I was young, and then my auntie and us moved out here. My auntie moved out here with her sister, and that's why we came to Rhode Island, because my father passed away. We didn't know a lot of people there too, and we didn't have no home out there, so we moved out here to my aunt's sister's house.
Okay. Now, you actually, a couple years ago, you signed with Top Rank, correct?
Yep.
Okay, and how's that seem to be going for you?
Top Rank's great. Before I turned pro, I had a couple of options, a couple of offers, and by my understanding, Top Rank wanted me, and it was no hesitation for me. If the best wants you, go with the best, and those guys, they have a phenomenal team. They treat me real good. They keep me busy. They give me, they offer me great fights, and they've been doing a good job with me, and I'm still undefeated because of how they treat me and how they take my fights and stuff like that. And they're doing a phenomenal job with me.
Okay, now you had a pretty good amateur career too, right? Let's talk about that a little bit. Do you remember your amateur record?
Yeah, I have about 130 amateur fights. I think I lost 11 of them, and I was on 30, I think.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
You also were. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you go. I didn't understand what you said.
Oh, you also were in the USA Olympic team trials, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Okay, and tell me what happened with that, because I know there was some controversy. I've talked to you about it. You don't feel you were robbed. You lost by 1 point to a really good fighter, and so explain that to me a little bit.
The Olympic trials was great for me. Just making it there was great, because that's a lot. There's something every boxing in the United States will want to make it to. So once I wanted to make it there so much, and once we made it there, we knew just making it there wouldn't be enough. We'll have to win the whole thing to get our dreams to make it to the next level. And once I came up short, I left to Renell Williams. He's a real good fighter as well. He was 2008 Olympian. real smart fighter, fast fighter. Take man away from him. We fought twice. He put me in the losing bracket, and I came out the losing bracket, won one fight, and I faced him again, and he beat me. It was a cool fight. It was a tough fight. A lot of people had an opinion about it. You know, I'm not the kind of fighter to. I hear a lot of fighters saying they get involved, and I mean, it was a cool fight. Could have went either way, the way I seen it, and so I lost to him, but it hurt me. It bothers me a lot, but I'm not the one to say, oh, if a judge is seeing it his way, so they must have seen it. I must not have done enough in their eyes to win the fight. So from there, I just learned, you know, you can't always leave in the judge's hand. You always got to come out and give every fight 110%. And I feel like in the Olympic trials, I probably didn't have as much experience as he did, too, you know, because he been boxing a long time. He was a 2010 Olympian. So he did have a couple of edges on me, and a lot of experience over me. So they probably seen that, and that's what made the judges made it easier for the judges to take the win.
Okay. So let's move up to your pro career now. I saw that you fought Carlos Fulgencio. I know he's a veteran. So when you stepped into the ring with him, what kind of was going through your mind? That was kind of a step up at that time in your career, right? To fight a veteran like that?
Yeah, when I fought Carlos Fulgencio, it was in my hometown. I have my family, my friends there, and I really wasn't thinking about how much experience and how much play he had. I was thinking about putting on a show for my family and my friends, and not looking bad, you know. And with that, I wasn't really thinking too much about it. I just thinking about how my performance was going to be, and I knew with my abilities, and I trained so hard for that fight, and I knew that if I would have given it 110%, we would have won, and we ended up getting a second round stoppage, which was great.
Okay, and now your last fight was just Camilo Perez from Puerto Rico, right? And that's the first time you fought an 8-round fight, and you actually went to a unanimous decision.
Yep. Yeah, Camilo Perez was a tough fighter. He had a lot of amateur background. He had a good amateur background as well. I feel like I could have stopped him. There was time in the fight. I feel like he was tired. He didn't want to fight no more. He was on his bicycle. He was running a lot. But I felt good going to 4 8 rounds, you know, which is something I needed to do. We never went 8 before. That was my first 8 round fight. So going 8 was good for me. It gave me confidence. It made me feel like I could go 8 rounds without getting tired. Because in my mind, there are a lot of young fighters of mine says those 8 and 10 rounds, if you never went through these things, you going out for the first time, there's a big difference down the stretch. In the 6 7 rounds, you start feeling different. And I was happy that I was able to go to 8 rounds to come out today.
Okay, so what do you think you learned from that fight that you really didn't know before once you fought in an 8-round fight and had to go basically all the way to a decision? What do you think you took away from that fight?
I feel like you don't always have to. You can make your opponent fight when you want him to fight, because at times Camilo Perez wouldn't want to fight, and there are times you don't want to fight. And when he did want to fight, I'll post him up with my jab and just shoot my jab and what to keep him in place and stop him from coming towards me. And when I did want him to fight, I'll push the pace. I'll put my feet on the gas a little bit more. And like a 6-round fight, you don't have enough time to put on the fight. You have to stay busy. In like a 4 or 6-round fight, you have to stay busy throughout the whole fight, because you never know how you're gonna go. With an 8-round fight, you have time to think, time to stay back. Push the pace the way you want to push the pace. And I feel like 8 and 10 and 12 round plays, that's something important that I took from Camilo Perez. Like I would slow down the pace of a fight and pick it up, and I could give a round away and come back stronger the next 2 rounds.
Okay. Do you have any superstitions or rituals or habits that you need to do before a fight?
No, I don't have none.
Nothing? No, you never do anything the same?
Oh, we pray. We always pray. That's why I don't do nothing else. I pray, and I believe that I work hard, and different things. I don't really believe in all that, because, you know, that's too much wrong going on. I worry about winning the fight and everything else that comes to it and up to it. when it comes to fight.
Okay.
I think there ain't really a problem if you just believe you put in the work and you gotta go in there and show that you're there for people.
So do you have a favorite activity outside of boxing that has nothing to do with the sport?
Yeah, I like basketball. I play basketball with my friends a lot. On my spare time. I watch football with my girlfriend a lot. We watch a lot of cartoons. Other than that, yeah, that's it. I don't really do nothing much. When I'm not training, I'm with my family.
Okay. Is there a boxer that you admire that you try to emulate your style after? Or is it just you just want to be yourself, or do you have a favorite boxer?
I don't have a favorite boxer. I like, man, that's, this is bad. And I try to, like, make him at times. And he was light on his feet, and he had a lot of experiments, fast side. And not just in boxing, like after boxing, he took stuff in and out the ring as well, And you out, and I watched that, and you live in the fight after boxing, that'll happen to a lot of boxers after boxing. After boxing, a lot of people go down south on Leonard. He's just after boxing, he put his money away now. He's living a comfortable life.
Okay, so is there one person that inspires you in and out of the ring in your life?
My family inspires me. They motivate me. They push me to the gym. There'll be times I don't want to go to the gym, and they push me, tell me you gotta go in there. And without my family, I feel like sometimes I want to be boxing. I probably be doing something different. And with all the motivation I get for them to push myself to the next level.
Okay.
And make it to the next level for them as well too.
So when you hear the words like prospect and could be the next big thing out of Rhode Island, and he's got all the tools and all the skills, do you feel the pressure is put on you? Do you feel pressure to make sure that you succeed and that you are the next big thing, or do you just kind of roll with it and just take it as it comes?
There's be some days that I feel pressure from it. So you don't want to let your state down. You don't want to let your family down. If they're counting on you to do something, to be something, and you just want to make it something too. Of course, you have to put it in work because there's a lot of young fellas coming up and, they want to be the next best thing coming out to the stage. So you always got to stay focused and just keep working. And if you keep working, I feel like if you put the time in, you'll get what you deserve from it.
Do you have a favorite boxing movie, Toka?
Favorite boxing movie. I watch a lot of boxing movies, but my favorite boxing movie I have to say Ali. You ever watch Ali?
Yeah.
It's a documentary about Will Smith, and it's a real good movie.
So what do you think, if you weren't a pro boxer, what do you think you'd be doing with your life?
If I was a pro boxer, what I'd be doing? I couldn't say right now. I couldn't say, honestly.
Would you be maybe going to college, or?
Probably. Maybe going to college.
Have any idea? I mean, you got a long career ahead of you, but I mean, do you have any idea? I mean, do you have any skills that, like, do you have a backup plan for, like, someday when your career is over, like something else you want to do?
Yeah, I like to open up a chain of gyms and daycares.
A chain of what?
I want to open up a chain of daycares where, daycares where they have people put a child.
Oh, of daycares.
Yeah, daycare center, chain of.
Oh wow, okay. So, have you guys started lining up anything for the new year that the fans need to know about? Is there any names out there that you guys are trying to fight?
I mean, I leave that with Top Link and my manager. They pick my fight. They pick the fighters we fight, and they've been doing a good job with that. I fight whoever they pick, and whoever think is the right opponent at the time. And we're not ducking or hiding no fighters. I'm a fighter, so we fight whoever they pick for me. And hopefully with 2015 coming, it will be a big hit for me. And hopefully we'll take our boxing to a different level. And have people know about it, not just in my state, not just internationally, but outside the country as well.
Well, speaking of taking it to another level, how would you like to fight Edner Cherry?
Edner Cherry? Yeah, I like to fight because he's an older guy now. I feel like me and Edner Cherry will go fight.
But I mean, I think that would be a pretty nice matchup, right? You and Edner Cherry, I think that would sell some tickets.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
What about Mikey Garcia?
Mike Garcia? How was that no fight? Because me next one I played.
Huh? Why'd you laugh at that one?
I mean, Mikey Garcia, you know, I watched him a lot. He's a real good fighter, a great fighter actually. Smart, real patient, strong. Trained extremely hard, and he's around great people in California. And I watched him fight, and he's a great fighter. The same man from him.
Well, I mean,
I know that my resume ain't up to his yet, but I keep working.
But I mean, that's the level you got to go eventually. I mean, it'd be nice eventually to have those two names on your resume.
Definitely.
I mean, that's what you're working towards, right? I mean, to get a belt,
Absolutely.
to get a title shot, you might have to go through one of them.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
So, what's your opinion of MMA fighters transitioning into the sport of boxing?
I got a lot of MMA friends, and they're not really good with their hands. From my perspective, I don't think they have very good hands. I mean, who to tell me that they can't box, and I also see some boxers want to MMA as well, and I mean, that's their opinion, that's their choice. That's what they feel like. So I'm not going to hate or try to say they shouldn't. That's their opinion. That's what they want to do.
Okay.
I just feel like boxing is still a bigger sport than MMA and still on top.
Okay, seeing that Manfredo Sr. is actually your trainer, so I'm assuming that you've probably worked with his son, Peter Manfredo Jr. a little bit and sparred with him and trained with him. So what have you learned from him?
Yeah, Peter Jr. helped me a lot in my career. I sparred with him. He helped me out. He gave me advice. And, you know, he's a great guy, and he's a tough person, and he went through a lot in boxing, and he learned a lot from boxing. And I feel like he loved the sport, and he's just a phenomenal person. Okay,
and also there's a female champion in your gym as well that I've actually done an interview with, Shelly Vincent. And how much do you talk to her a lot? Have you learned anything from her?
Yeah, Shelly and I, we all work together. We all train together. We all work at the same gym. She's a hard-working female. I feel like she's going to be a world champion anytime soon. It's just the fact of getting her to fight and having girls and finding females who would like to fight her.
But you guys have never sparred each other, though, right?
No, we never.
Would you spar? Would you spar?
Definitely. Right now, it's work. You know, we're running the same way back. But I jump in the coach said my coach Peter said so because he asked to spar me a couple times, and my coach said no. Okay.
So far in your career, I know you haven't had a lengthy pro career yet, and you got a long ways to go. But what's one of your best boxing memories so far in your career?
I mean, my best boxing memory would have to be when I was traveling to Colorado for the Olympic Olympic trials and training camps we had over there. I got the chance to meet a lot of young boxers, a lot of young men who took the same path that I did in boxing, and I see how hard it was. When I went down there, we had great times. The training camps was fun. Hanging out with those guys was great, and I just having the pleasure to meet those guys. And now those guys are training pros, see how their careers going, and a whole lot of them are doing great. So I mean, and me hanging out with those guys, so like and competing with those guys was great too. So it motivated me watching those guys and watching them on Facebook, posting up their fights and stuff, motivated me to even want to be better with my game.
So, what's something that your boxing fans don't know about you?
Something my boxing fans don't know about me. I'm a mama's boy.
That you're a what? A mama's boy?
I'm a mama's boy. My girlfriend said I always have something.
Hey, you know what though? That takes a lot of heart to put that out there, because you just put that out there to the world that you're a mama's boy.
Yes.
And I'm sure your mama's gonna love that too.
Yeah, she will.
So how many televised fights have you been in so far?
I actually never been on a televised fight. My first pro fight was supposed to be televised and on ESPN at the Hard Rock Casino, telepathically undercut. But my opponent, the day of the fight, he pulled out the fight and didn't want to fight.
Oh.
So I never really had my first fight, and I came back home and had my first pro fight.
Okay, that's why I asked, because I wasn't sure. I thought that you were on ESPN, but I didn't know if you actually made it on the airing or not, or what happened with that. So that's why I asked.
Yeah.
So do you consider yourself a silent boxer where you just get in the ring and you do your work, or do you like to engage in trash talk with your opponents?
I'm not going to stop a trash talk. But if my opponent starts it, I guess I'm the kind of person I feel like I have to finish it.
Okay.
So, Perez, we had a little incident with Camilo Perez. That was my first time being in an altercation with an opponent. And you know, he had some things to say after Wayne. I really couldn't understand him because he didn't speak English. But I knew he was hashtag a little bit, and that just got me fired up a little bit and started saying some stuff back.
Okay, and so seeing that you haven't been on TV yet, but some of the boxing fans are starting to get to know who you are. Your name's out there quite a bit. They're hearing that you're a prospect. Why should the fans come out to a live fight and see Toka Kahn Clary fight?
I feel like fans come out and watch him fight because I feel like I'm not a one-dimensional fighter. I feel like I'm a boxer. I'm a boxer punter. If an opponent come up to me and brawl, and I feel like it's in my best interest, I'll brawl with my opponent. I feel like if I'm in, I can stay in the pocket. I can stay on the outside. I'm not a one-dimensional fighter. I can do it all. I feel like, I'm an exciting fighter either way. And if I'm boxing, I'm going to be excited. If I'm brawling with you, I'm going to be excited. I'm going to be an excited. And I feel like if fans come out to see me, they're going to have a great time at the show. And I feel like all through my fight, I don't give my fans a lot of good shows. And after the fight, a lot of them come up to me and show me some respect and show me that I'm doing great.
Okay, and this last question, and then I'm going to end the interview. What advice would you give a kid right now that would want to join boxing?
I tell them that boxing is a sport you can't crack open. You have to give it 110% every day. You have to motivate yourself. You have to be around people who are going to motivate you to stay in this thing. Because if you don't put in the work, you're not going to get nowhere. It's not an easy sport. It's not a team sport. You and your opponent in there. So it's about who works hard and who wanted the hardest. And I just tell them you got to put in the time and put in and be very dedicated to the sport. Every time you don't want to do it, but you have to push yourself. And that's what makes a great fighter. That's what makes a good person.
Okay, well, boxing fans, you may not have seen Toka Kahn Clary on TV yet, but something tells me by the end of 2015 that he will be on TV. So look for his name. He is a prospect out of Rhode Island, and hopefully, Toka, you end up winning a world title someday. I think you got the ability. I think you're a smart fighter. I think you're a crafty fighter, and I'll be following your career. So thank you for the interview. I appreciate it, and good luck in 2015.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
And the truth has spoken.